And then when the market crashed, I lost everything. I feel helpless. That's the biggest word I can use. It's helpless. I couldn't even take a shower in my house without knowing that one of my family members were here. And it was a bad robbery. I was stun gunned twice in the neck.
Is that where that happened? The trauma happened?
Yes. Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Do you?
Oh, me walking into stores. Light bulb, flashback. Wow.
That purpose is your driving force. Let's get started. I'm really curious to hear what your goals are and what you feel that your hang up is.
My goal is, I can tell you, start with, I didn't expect to join an MLM for one, but when Michael from Jacksonville, he's another driver. I'm a Lyft and Uber driver. I've been independent for 4.5 years, but when he came to me with this and the product, I was just like blown away. So I was like, let me get on this. Not only that, I need to help my sister financially with my mom's care. That is my biggest why, is to be able to help take care of my mom right now. That is the only focus that I am on, is helping take care. My sister, she takes care of everything right now with my mom. My mom lives where she's at in North Carolina. And I just feel like I put so much stress on her. I'm older than her, but financially, she's a nurse. She makes a little better money than me, but I just feel like it's my responsibility as well to help take care of her. So when I seen the business opportunity here, I was like, I gotta make this happen. This is my chance to make it happen. And I keep telling myself, I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to walk the stage. That's all I keep envisioning, is I'm going to walk the stage. I'm going to become a diamond. I'm going to make this happen one way or another. And, my biggest thing is I have fear. Like, I have this fear inside of me. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I feel like I'm holding myself back. That's what I feel like. Like, I am the one who is holding myself back. And I can't pinpoint it. And I don't know what I'm so afraid of. I really don't know what I'm so afraid of. I don't know if it's the rejection. I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint it. And it makes me unhappy because I know I'm better than that. I mean, I have no like with the job that I'm in right now. My background was, I was in the mortgage industry for 18 years. And then when the market crashed, I lost everything. And I mean, I literally struggled. I lost everything. I lost all my stocks. I had to use everything, every asset that I had to use it all. And it was like starting all over for me. It was the best career that I had ever had. And I'm 54 years old. So starting over, you seem like, it's like, but then I started reading, like, you have to reinvent yourself every 10 years or so. It's almost like you have to reinvent yourself. So when the market crashed, I had to leave my field and go into another field that I absolutely hated. And I went from helping people get their houses, which what I love to do, help people, to collecting on people, which was absolutely horrible to me. I just felt, every day I would come home crying. It was a drain on me. Then I lost my job there 3 years later, went to another job, lost it 3 years later. I just kept getting laid off repeatedly. For 6 years, I went through 3 layoffs. And at that point, I was like, I got to do something to make money. And I started driving for Uber and Lyft just because I was like, it's quick money, and it was good money at the time. But now I've managed to maintain myself for 4.5 years, but I keep adding more things on. So like right now I'm working for 5 different companies, and it's overwhelming at times. So it's like, I just need to focus here, make this happen. And I don't know. I don't know where I guess I kind of feel like I'm less than what I know I'm better. I'm not saying it's a bad job. I'm not saying it's a demeaning job. I'm working for myself, and that's a good thing. I'm not giving to the man anymore. I'm making it happen. So, but I just know that I can do more. I can do more. I don't know.
Yes, you can.
I can.
Thank you for articulating specifically what you want for any viewers that don't understand what a diamond is in your business. Can you help articulate that?
Um, well, that's actually, becoming a leader, and, I want to help as many people as I can help better their lives as well. Being a diamond would be at the top of the company. I
Is
be
there
and at the top of the company.
is there a certain income that's
Yeah,
attached to
there's an income attached to that, which is, I mean, depending on how many people you have under you, but it's a substantial income, a great increase of what I have right now. I would definitely be able to take care of my mom
that? Sure.
and
Now,
take the stress off.
sure. When you say take care of your mom,
Yeah.
would you help me understand specifically what that means?
Yeah, my mom has dementia, and she's declining on a daily basis. She's declining. And right now she lives with herself. She lives by herself, but she lives with 5 minutes within my sister's range. And my sister she's done a phenomenal job so far. I mean, she's there every single day. We have cameras in the house trying to keep an eye on her between me, her, and her husband, all watching her. She hired someone to come in a couple times a week to, give her some companionship. My sister takes her to her house a lot. And it's a lot. It's a lot on my sister. I feel helpless. That's the biggest word I can use. It's helpless.
Mhm. Help me understand what your typical day's schedule looks like from when you wake in a timeline till you go to bed.
My schedule is a crazy schedule. So one company I work with is scheduled rides. So you grab it, and then you add it to your calendar, and then you got to position yourself to be there and pick up when you're supposed to. The other ones are on demand. So I work my schedule around what is actually going on in the city. That's how my life revolves, around what's going on in the city. So when there's events and there's games and there's, you know, and there are days that things are not going on in the city. So I just have to get out there and hustle. Like I'll get out there and I'll be out there in the streets, sitting in parking lots or waiting for rides, and be out there 12, 14 hours a day. It's a lot, and in between that, I'm trying to work my other business, the business that I want to, pursue and move forward, the online business. I will work and contact people in between. I get up. Sometimes I won't get home to 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. So then I'm sleeping until like 9 or 10, and then I'm up, and then I'm getting ready, and I'm just starting. It's just a repeat day all over again. I work every single weekend, in between and it's, I guess, something that I really hate. And my family, thank God I have a very understanding fiance that's with me, and my family has learned to understand that my job is just an on-demand job. And so it's almost like I have to say, hey, what's your schedule for this week? Is there a birthday party? Is there something going on in the family that so I can put it on my schedule? That's crazy. And I've been doing this for 4.5 years. So but they've come to learn that my job is just off the wall, and I work all kinds of hours, and I work almost every weekend. And I tell them, if there's something going on the weekend, please let me know ahead of time so I can reschedule, work another day. That I usually take Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. I try to, just so I can recoup myself. So I try to catch up with them and meet up with them. And when I'm out on the road, if I'm near their houses, I'll stop in and say hello, see my grandkids. I try to do that as much as possible. And, I'm making sure I'm talking to them all the time on the phone and staying in their lives, and so that's my schedule. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
When you volunteered for a jam session with me,
Yeah.
what are you looking to get out of it?
I need help getting past this fear so I can or figure out what is holding me back. why am I holding myself back so that I can move forward and take this to the next. My goal with this new company is to just be able to drop the driving so I have more free time and more availability for my family, and I can still financially help my sister. So that's my goal. That is really, I focus on it every single day.
Mm-hmm. See, I want you to understand, and anybody watching understand, I never say that I'm born under the right star. Where I have the opportunity to work with others and guide them down a path is because I use a system called a JAM method. And
Mm-hmm.
JAM stands for journey, attitude, and method.
Mm-hmm.
So from working with so many people, I'm talking about hundreds of people, probably thousands of people at this point, patterns become obvious. And this method is an outline of the differences in people who are successful and unsuccessful. And by listening to you and asking you questions, I'm able to, in most cases, be able to figure out under what category do you fall in? Is it the J, the A, or the M? And then identify what you need to work on the most. Now, it may be a couple bits from the attitude, and it could be your method, or it could be part of your journey. You know, it's not always just one thing that somebody needs to work on. But what I'm really looking to do is identify maybe the most important thing, and really focus on that, overcome that, and you know, continue from there. Now, you're mentioning fear. So when I ask these questions, usually we tend to either consciously or unconsciously know the answer. So you've said fear a couple times. What makes you believe that fear is holding you back?
Because I tell myself, you know, every weekend, okay, when Monday comes, I'm going to just walk into a business and I'm going to take my product in there. I'm going to go talk to these people and I'm just going to do it. Right. And then Monday comes and I don't do it. Like, what's holding me back? But it's so weird because when, you know, I talk to people all day long in my car. I talk to them, you know, and I have no problem like pitching them when they're in my car. If they bring, you know, and when I say pitching them, I say, you know, they open up the conversation. They always say, what do you do? You know, do you do this full time? You know, do you have another job? They're asking me questions and I'm answering their questions. So when I get to a certain point, I see, hey, this is my opening. You know, I can throw this other business in there. Right. And then I get them, they're curious. So they keep asking more questions. And then at that point, it's time for me to like, hey, you know, hey, if you're interested, you know, here's my card. Let me send you some information, whatever. And I've gotten customers out of that. So heck, I've sold the product right out of my car to passenger people I don't even know. But yet when it comes to actually physically walking into a place and knowing that if I could lock in some businesses, knowing that that's going to take me to a new level, I stop. I don't understand. And that's why I think it's just that it's fear. I mean, that's exactly why I think it's just fear.
So you
I don't know. I
mentioned,
could be wrong.
you
I could be
mentioned
wrong.
you've been able to sell this out of your car. What's the difference between selling it out of your car and walking into a business?
I don't know. I think it's a business standpoint. I think that in my car, it's like a more relaxed, controlled environment. I'm really controlling the environment, and it's not a, you know, someone's physical business that I'm walking into. I don't know. I mean, that's the only difference I see is that I'm maybe controlling the situation a little bit more because I'm in control. It's in my car.
Mm. So what I'm trying to identify here, and I think I have, you have the method down. You have what, and the confidence to be able to present something to somebody, or is that not the case? I saw your eyes kind of move to the side there.
The confidence. You know, well, if we're, I mean, I promise to be honest here. So I'm
Sure.
going to be real honest.
Please.
When it comes to confidence, I'm very good at faking it.
Okay.
I guess that's the best way to put it. Faking it.
Sure. Sure. Did you fake it when you sold your product out of the car?
No, I felt pretty confident about that.
Sure.
But there are times that like I've just always felt like, hey, I can, that saying, if you walk into a room, you hold your head up, put your shoulders back, and you change the way you feel, about yourself.
Sure.
So you kind of just, you're, I don't know. I'm lost here for a minute.
Yeah. No, as you're saying it, I'm like doing it myself here.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. You put your, yeah, you, and it changes the way you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of do that, but which is not a bad thing. I guess it's really not a bad thing. I don't know, Bill. I'm just.
Do you recall a time where you've been successful with articulating the benefit from the product and that individual started the product?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I told my story.
Sure.
I told my story, and my story touched them, and they were like, I need this and I need it now. So, I mean, they didn't get out of the car without it.
What was that situation? Was that the one where you were in the car?
Yeah, I was in the car.
Can you recall another situation where it was effective?
Yep. Another one I sold out of the car. We were just talking and I told my story again, and they felt like it would help them, and they bought it before they got out of the car.
And these are people you're transporting?
Yeah, I don't know them from Adam.
Yeah. Well, that's a great method.
Yeah, right.
It's working, right?
It's working, yes.
I would do that every opportunity you can, because
I do. Trust me, I do.
Great. Yeah. That's a benefit a lot of people don't have, and that's great because it's effective. Yeah. But obviously, what you're doing here is you want to raise the bar. So I understand. Right. And you're comfortable in that place. Like that is your home. In the car.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If anything I say isn't right, like, well, Bill, I'm not sure about that. So I'm not going to claim that I know everything, but I'm operating under assumptions.
Okay.
So that's a comfortable place in your car.
Yes.
It's an uncomfortable place walking into somebody else's car or somebody else's business. It's a different dynamic. Am I correct?
I think it's because I'm more vulnerable. I feel more vulnerable, maybe. I mean, I do have I had some trauma in my past, and I had a big vulnerable issue where, like, I couldn't even take a shower in my house without knowing that one of my family members were here in the house, because to me, taking a shower puts you in a very vulnerable situation. Because you're, if something happens, what do you're, in my eyes, it was like, okay, I'm very vulnerable now because I have no clothes on. I'm in a shower. I have no access to get anything or get help or anything like that. So, it took almost 10 years to take a shower in my house by myself, which I felt was a great accomplishment once I had it, but it took a long time to get there. So I don't know if maybe that closeness and knowing that I'm in my own space and it's mine and I control it. Whereas if I walk into a business, maybe I'm more vulnerable to whatever's.
Have you released that trauma? Have you released that situation? And what I mean by that is there's two types of things that can happen here. When you have trauma, there's the opportunity to release it from you in addition to forgiving. And some people do neither, or one and the other, or one or the other.
I can't honestly say that I've sat down, thought about, and said I forgive them,
Hmm.
but I thought I got past it. Now, I will say that there are times because of the job that I do and because I'm out late at night and I'm by myself and, I'm picking up strangers, really, I'm picking up strangers that I could get into a situation where I would get flashbacks or something would happen that would just kind of like flash it back at me. And then I have to tell myself, hey, get a grip. This is not that situation. It's a different situation. So um, I thought I moved past that. So, but as far as forgiving, I don't think I've ever really being honest about it. I don't think I've ever really sat down and said, I forgive those people for what they've done,
Hmm.
what they did to me and a bunch of other people.
Sure.
It was a robbery. So,
Sorry.
and yeah, and it was a bad robbery. I was stun gun twice in the neck. They stun gun all my people that were underneath me, that I work with. And it was a traumatic situation. And so, and it was late at night. It happened late at night. So, I would say sometimes I correlate the things about, I think it pops in my head. Like I'm out here working the streets at night, picking up strangers and sometimes it will flash back, but, I can't honestly say I forgive them. They cause a lot of trauma in my life.
Oh,
Maybe I need to work on that.
I believe so. I would challenge you to
Yeah.
for yourself. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you are releasing them of anything. You're releasing that and doing that for yourself.
Yeah.
If there is any form of quote unquote monkey on your back, then you could remove that and be more focused to move forward. Now, have you ever worked in a retail or service type business?
Yes. That was a restaurant. Actually, I was a manager of a restaurant.
Okay. Is that where that happened? The trauma happened?
Yes.
It was.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Do you?
Oh, me walking into stores, light bulb, flashback. Wow. Ooh.
That's what we call this a breakthrough. I always get chills when that happens.
Oh, I do too. I have them too. I'm like, wow. Oh my God, I never put the two and two together.
Still
ever.
Happens. So it's all based off of association.
Yeah.
There's a record that's playing over and over in your mind when you walk into a place, then it's reversed. It's in reverse, and you're reliving that type of situation.
Oh my God. I never, ever, ever put those two things together. I just knew there was something holding me back, but I never really even went back that far to, that's amazing.
That's quite an association.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So now, and I congratulate you.
Thank you.
Talk about so much courage, right?
Yeah. I'm like, my heart is racing. I'm going, oh my God.
So the question is, now that with this information and with this awareness, mm-hmm. now we can create tools to move past it.
Okay.
So
that sounds phenomenal.
I understand you have the right method because you're selling this stuff in the car. I mean, I'm very impressed by that.
Yeah.
There's the record player that's going on. There's a visual scene that you're seeing. I'm going mm-hmm. to assume, and there are thoughts and conversation that are happening before you would walk into a door of any one of those type of brick and mortar businesses. And this is going to be a challenge until you have that same confidence that you do in your car. However, it's indeed a challenge, and it's a very effective way to get through it. What we need to do is take that record player and we're gonna scratch the heck out of it. And we're gonna do that through practice, so it is going to be a challenge.
Okay.
And two, reinstall new visualizations and thoughts
Okay.
before you walk in the door,
Okay.
vividly. So, and this may take time. It may take a half hour. It may take 2 hours worth of practice in your mind, how you're going to rehearse that and visualize that whole scene going down. And then right before you walk in, you're going to visualize it again. And you're gonna go in there. You're gonna bust through that doors like you know how. And it's going to be a completely different situation. And they may kick you out. They may be like, hey, look, hey, sorry, no soliciting. I don't know how you responded when you may have gotten those while you were present working there. You know, there was probably a handful of them where you're like, all right, get the heck out of here. And you're going to get them. You know, it's 8-14-1 method. So you're just going to go through the numbers. It's a simple strategy. It's not always easy, but it is effective over time, because what's going to happen by scratching that record player up and reinstalling new beliefs and visualizations, it will dissipate, and then eventually, the more you practice, it will disappear, and the new beliefs will be present because you've actually formed real experiences and brand new beliefs to associate from, where that prior association will be so far back, it will be basically be gone.
Okay.
Now, I also want to talk. Woo, huh?
Right.
I'm feeling you right now. Are you feeling me? This is great.
Yeah, I am. Definitely.
As far as leverage goes, I want to end with this. We're going to turn fear on itself.
Okay.
And you talked about your mother, and you talked about the purpose and the why. If and when you feel the resistance, I also want you to recall what you're doing this for.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's the type of leverage that will allow you to get the momentum going.
Okay.
Because that you may go up to that door and you may start feeling it again. No matter how much you visualize during this practice time, until you got a good handful of them down, building new associations. I want you to think about your mother, and I want you to think about why you're doing this and why this is more important. And obviously, it was the only time that you really choked up during this conversation. So that tells me that purpose is your driving force.
Yes.
And nothing in this conversation that was stronger than that.
Mm-mm.
So we know that that's going to propel you through the resistance.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate it. When I seen the post, I was hesitant. I was like, but I really need to. And I pushed myself to contact you, because I have to do, I want to do this, but I'm running out of time. That's the way I feel. Like, I feel like I'm running out of time. My mom's running out of time. So I have to get focused. I have to get clear, and I have to do it.
Yes. You're right. Thank you. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Awesome.
So, do you feel like you got what you were looking for out of it?
I do, because I would have never, ever, that would have never, ever crossed my mind that the two of them are, if that's what's holding me back from doing it, ever. I would have never thought that.
Yeah. Awesome.
But now that I'm aware of it, I can move forward and fix it. And that's great. Because I kept saying, what is holding me back? And I would even say this to my fiance, what is holding me back? Why am I so afraid of? That's awesome.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good. I feel very emotional, but because now I can move forward and I can work on it and fix it. And I thank you. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What would you say to somebody that was on the fence with doing this, but and are scared, but they know that they want to make a change?
Well, I can say I was scared to death. I mean, my eyes been twitching like crazy. My heart's been racing, and I was very nervous about being. Uh, I always consider myself a very strong person, and so to get vulnerable and open up, and to say, you asked me, are you going to be truthful and honest? And of course, I always try to be that person, truthful and honest. But sometimes you just, you don't want to verbally speak out things because then it makes it real, right? So I would say to somebody, if you have the opportunity to do this, and they need to jump on it, because I would have never ever put those two things together ever. It would have taken me years to even, hell, I don't even know if I would have ever figured it out, to be quite honest, because it's been going on for a while. So I would encourage anyone that has the opportunity to speak with you, because you know what? I think the most important part too is you don't know me from Adam. We chat on, or I say hi or whatever, but you don't know me. So I think it's easier for someone from an outside view looking at, and you know what? It's funny because I can give people advice all day long on my car. Like I put on the mom hat, I put on the psychiatrist hat, I put on the bartender's hat, and I give advice all day long to people when they talk to me. So, from someone from the outside, usually can see it a lot easier than yourself. So, yeah, I would say jump on it, guys. If you got a chance to do this, absolutely. Put the fear aside, step out of your comfort zone, and go for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for just an abundance of courage to chat with me. And as you said, and I recognize and appreciate that we don't know each other, and you spilled your guts out to me, and with what I would assume would be so much hope to make a difference. And now I hope I've got a lifelong friend, and
you reach do? Out to me. Absolutely. We're best buds now.
I've got, I in turn get something out of this in many ways. A driving force for me is to make a difference in people's lives. And I feel very significant in doing so. So I would love to hear the trials and tribulations that are happening along the way, and definitely celebrate those wins with me, because I just feel so connected to you, and I want to be a part of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got a friend in me. Isn't that a song? Yes, for sure. Yes. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
With all my heart. And I'm so grateful. So grateful. So guys, if you get this chance, do it. Absolutely. Jump on it.